Red, tell me what happened last time.
Well, we proceeded as the Reyes family went about their training with Ruby, aka Crimson. Months of, well, preparing ourselves for what comes next, essentially. Emilio continuing with his books, I believe. Oriana learning a bit more stealthy, not doing much, Sally, with the whole motherhood thing, but still trying her best as well. And Ramira going in towards the whole weapons and, well, making sure she doesn't get taken out with her gun and such. Believe it was Emilio who approached Crimson, mostly struggling with his own feelings and emotions out of his own traumatic experience with these biological and non-biological things in his body, essentially. And while confessing that there's no scars, so it's the pain and the memories are there, but everything else, there's no proof that it existed at all, which she sympathized with, having had her own experiences as well as what her current form and state is. Though her mental state is a bit not in the best place, she's seen all kinds that can happen with this, especially for many people who are basically used as more weapons and tools than anything else, and trying to give him a bit of reassurance with that. Though they got to talking a bit more, tales about their lives a bit, as well as the fact about the first superpowered or super metahuman of individual, and the fucked up story that went along with that even now turns their stomach a bit. It seems to have had a bad experience for her, especially because, as she mentioned offhandedly, was her form was possibly used in the whole debacle. It can get bad, it can get worse. Even discussing a bit about Alaric's whole plan, his whole wants a better world thing, and well, pointing out, asking him directly if he, a friend who would do such horrible things, would you kill him or let him live? Emilio, ultimately, even with his belief in people, would probably have killed his friend after the first or second time at the very least, and which she seems to agree with. But Alaric had to learn a lesson the hard way. And honestly, this whole working together at Goody Two Shoes acts, she doesn't really believe in it. The world needs a firmer hand, and she fully believes that playing nice is going to get them what they want, especially for the world that both Alaric and her came from. It was pretty fucked up, and people seem to fuck it up all the time. Especially with such kindness, have gotten some horrible results, and especially for both of them. Regardless, even though she's a bit doom and gloom, uh, she she's not going to try to force him at the very least. And Emilio seems to have at least a bit of faith in people. While his religion has been shattered into its own new form, he doesn't seem to want to give up on them. Regardless, time moves forward. I believe with Catalina also doing her own training, having a conversation with Oriana about, well, our future, and Catalina struggling with the idea that with her new look that she may not be desirable or loved by anyone, and Oriana trying to reassure her as best as she can. But it's a lot easy to say that, and well, she just doesn't really have that right now. Regardless, we decide to have a nice little birthday party, I believe, celebrating Amelia's birthday and everything else. Something that doesn't really happen often, as Alaric would tell Oriana, but something that I think people are surely need. As she also met, I believe, Ed, as he introduced himself, a friend of Alaric's, someone with more magical inclination and hopefully willing to help out with everything going on, as well as his own, not necessarily history, but his own research of Black Wall. A strange person who kind of went evil one day, but not really all you can talk about, basically. And there's probably some things that can be done to ensure he won't be too much of a problem, or at least won't be able to do anything too horrible, we'll say. As well as giving her a bit of advice about some metahuman side effects or things that she has to be prepared for when it comes to a child growing up. As he and his friends, well, they were Riftborn, more metahuman than anything else, and they awakened with their powers, and they were young as well. And hopefully this will help her in the long run. And he did do a test to see if the spark exists inside Amalia, finding out that it is, but a bit of a grimace that seems a bit more flowery, but there might be potential here. Oriana sadly doesn't seem to have that spark. She could still use magic, learn magic, mostly by using her lifespan, which she probably declined with, but put a protection a bit on Amalia and say with time that he can help her out, basically. And seems to see some ways that this could be used well with her abilities, we'll say. as Oriana also went to talk to Alaric, thanking him for Ed and everything like this, and talking to Alaric about this whole better world he wants to build, what it means, and it's going to take a lot of work, but he really think it's worth it. Especially as time goes on, the secrets of the rift and people and all that other things are going to be eventually exposed to the public. And he's thinking about making a new team, Storm, I think he called it. Strategic Threat Operations Response Management, basically. Nice little acronym, as they joked about Marvel and comic books and Nick Fury, and Oriana encouraging him, basically saying that she would be happy to join at the very least if it meant making the world a better place. She is something worth fighting for, not just her family, but her daughter, and every future generations hopefully will have a better world. Alaric brought up that he knows a couple people, Riftmore and magic users, things like that, the Dark Tower. Apparently also mentioning there's also another group out there that's really into Lord of the Rings. I think we started talking a bit more about the media influences, the echoes that exist that Ed theorized that could possibly explain some of the risks that may be happening in the future. As well as the fact that his offense, we'll say, a past mistake that still haunts him, that fish people are such not friendly, not nice, and they seem to be tearing holes somewhere in the ocean depths that we all have to deal with eventually. And well, moving through water and frozen time it sucks. Like moving through jelly. He's trying to kill them, but it seems he didn't get all of them, and it's still something he has to eventually confront. But regardless, hopefully it doesn't get worse. Though Bobby and Oriana's excitement to talk about one of her apparently passions, which was Godzilla, seemed to make Alaric pause with with a headache coming on, as more like the chance that that kaiju's may be a thing in the future. Who knows? And she tried to let's say pull back on that talk, since it became obvious that he was already seeing a problem in the future. Regardless, I think the party raged on, and that's probably where we ended it last.
I think with things underway, is there anything anyone wants to do? Any conversations you want to have?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else Oriana has. I think she did see Catalina and Ed talking, but that was like the last thing. That's fine.
Yeah, they would be hanging out at the party a bit, but that's about it. Eventually things would wrap up and head back home. As well, the next day you would have a knock at the door as Ed is dropping by.
Oh, hi. Welcome. We have breakfast if you want any.
No, I won't say no. I just thought I would stop by a bit and I didn't really get a response yesterday. Kind of got sidetracked. So, what's your exact plan for the future?
Well, apparently I'll be going back to my hometown eventually to deal with, hopefully help out with that situation. And Alaric has this plan about the some specialized unit thing to deal with what's going to happen in the future for everybody. Maybe a kaiju or two, but I don't know if that's going to be true or not.
It's a kaiju.
Oh man, I can go on. I won't bore you with it. Maybe Godzilla, but we don't know if that's true or not. It's a hypothetical we talked about. It's all.
Oh, like a big monster.
Yes, yeah,
I see.
yeah. But I'm up for Amalia learning magic at the very least. If it means she has further protections, and I presume it's better for her to learn it instead of being left in the dark, you know?
I'll kind of nod. Well, I can stop by. Probably be around town, and I guess you can. God, it's gonna be weird teaching it to a telepath.
Well, if you need any help, I can do as best I can at the very least. Amalia's always been very curious, even, well, my powers are not.
I guess I
And
can
if
teach
you
her
want to
some
stop by,
defensive magic. That shouldn't harm anyone.
that'd be good. And if you stop by, we'll have breakfast and dinner and everything else here to make sure it's comfortable for you.
I like a chuckle and nod. Oh god, I can't smoke around the kid, can I?
No, you can't.
She has like regenerative powers though. I don't think it counts.
I think it does. I think it definitely does. Do not smoke around my daughter. I would really appreciate that.
Okay.
There's at least 3 different balconies here you could smoke around at the very least, but not directly around her. Yeah, I would, yeah.
Okay.
Was that a I agree okay, or I'm just gonna agree with you so you don't continue to talk to me about it?
Well, listen. Listen, okay. No, it's an okay. You won't see me smoking around your daughter.
I narrows his eyes but nods. Okay, very well then. Well, we're still eating breakfast, so come take a seat with us if they're all right with that.
He'll have he'll sit and have breakfast with all of you. Not sure if there's any conversations any of you want to have with him, or specifically about anything else.
No, just casual small talk.
Yeah, like Amelia would ask him, well, how did he come to work with Alaric?
Oh, funny story. So many years ago, that I was assigned this place. Meant to teach a bunch of kids magic. Turned out they already made contact with him, and well, they just kind of sprang it on me one day. Then we did the whole canvassing of the oceans thing, where we discovered the rifts, but I think bonded over killing fish people.
Yeah. Alaric mentioned that there were apparently fish people under the sea somewhere. They're not very not the nicest ones either.
Oh, you have no idea how bad it actually is. They are just say there's a global interest in trying to counteract their activities. They spread like fucking wildfire, and well, they swim extremely fast. All coastal regions, islands, permanently under threat. Well, stone can be only in so many places, and well, Alaric's super powered team, I think, has to deal with bigger threats.
Yeah, it felt like one of those problems for the future that we're gonna have to all worry about.
As long as you survive, eventually, through a mixture of technology and magic, we'll figure something out. Magic, I don't know, magical fences or something.
Listen, I told Alaric that if the archmages managed to deal with the mother of monsters before, they can deal with it again. They didn't have a Time Lord at the time, so
It's nice to know that, I guess. Oh,
I'm optimistic.
it's nice to know that I suppose not every multi-dimensional organization is an asshole out there.
No, I wouldn't say that. But there's a reason why so many assholes tend to pop up. When the world is shit, it's much easier to look out for your own. There's a lot of people out there who Well, they see the infinity that is the multiverse and think that just means I can keep conquering.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to stop that from happening. Right?
Well, somehow
Sorry.
the Time Lord here is, well, Alaric is still kind of young. Not that. Gotta stop himself. He's been through a lot, but he's holding up reasonably well.
I have faith in Alarica. I think he's good for now, and listen, it's gonna hurt. Listen, there's gonna be a lot of painful events in the future, but I think he's gonna develop a healthy coping mechanism because I don't think there's a big organization that really helps lonely Time Lords.
Now, most people
You
are
just have to-
absolutely terrified. I was, when they just kind of, I was ready to bolt when I first saw him. No. Like, people like him are run on sight.
And I think it's a shame not to. And I think it's nice that even with his suffering, at least he has good people around him,
Is
not
it
just his own desire for revenge.
is it common for Time Lords to be, I guess, so dangerous, so feared?
Well, they can literally destroy entire universes if they try hard enough. They are, as far as I understand, immortal, unkillable. The only way to actually fight one is to make their lives inconvenient enough that they stop bothering you. Is horrifying concept for most people, even very powerful ones. Of course, there's bounty hunters out there that, after a new Time Lord is born, say, or rather discovered, they will hunt down every other alternate version of that same person to prevent more Time Lords from appearing.
Oh, wow.
My Tower of Magic has right now around 50 recorded Time Lords. Which, may sound a lot, maybe, but it's
To the infinity of the multiverse, it's nothing now.
they are quite a rare occurrence because of, well, the aforementioned slaughter.
It makes sense that the other 50s are very naturally paranoid.
I think, yes, a combination of living for too long, being extremely paranoid, and having almost no real connections other than, well, whatever relationships they must from. I assume they must have lives of their own. It's just that I think everything gets twisted and deformed after a while. Given what Alaric has been through in what, like 20, 30 years? If I extrapolate from that to a million, billion years, everything kind of loses meaning.
It's hard to imagine.
Still not.
Yeah.
But well, no, I always say that clueless man, the wise woman to show him, well, his flaws. I think he'll be fine.
Well, that's good to hear then. I know he doesn't talk about his personal life, so it is, as Ramirez said, reassuring to know that he's not alone.
He like chuckles. No, I look at him. He's the you don't think together that many people. The mages I know at the Dark Tower all seem to have a good opinion of him. People here seem to like him. And yeah, no, listen, it was a bit awkward late last night, but I mean, listen, it's a small compound.
Listen, eventually we'll move on. Are these the birthdays to an actual venue instead of a secret laboratory?
Kind of chuckle. Unfortunately, Mac, no, I think he was referring to like running into Alaric's girlfriend.
You know what Ramira doesn't know? She's not the smartest. We're keeping this on record.
Yeah, well, listen, Emilio is a very perceptive individual. Anyone can. I'm daring people to ask, daring them.
Amelia will. What do you mean by that?
Oh yeah, it was a bit awkward. I was looking for him later that night. We had to like talk a couple of things. I opened the door and he was talking to a woman, and then, well, she wasn't looking too happy, so I think I kind of interrupted an argument. He walked me out and told me that was his girlfriend, and they were having a bit of a conversation. And I think he's gonna be busy for a while, but well,
That's good, right? Outside of the, hopefully they're doing all right, but that's good.
I can't imagine having a relationship with a Time Lord is an easy thing. So
Hope it all works out.
not to think about it. It's a bit weird.
I mean, I'm not a person, but I was in comic. I did read some comic books. Think about superheroes like dating people who are not immortal. Like I think just can't.
Oh no, she was definitely not a human.
What's the weird part? The fact that she was a human, or
That I can't remember her face. Just like thinking
Maybe
about it.
could be intentional. I imagine Alaric makes a lot of enemies. And if they can't get to him, they can get to others people.
Yeah, it's he like sort of like kind of like rubs his forehead a bit. So it's just this is weird. Shh. Is I fucking mind control? God. Well, now I'm a bit upset. Yeah, I thought we were being friends.
can you talk to her, Laura, about it? I'm not really actually sure. It seems like
He
no
wasn't-
one's supposed to know.
Faith told me he left early.
All right then.
Sort of like shakes his head, almost like trying to like gather his thoughts, and he'll say, "You're probably right. I don't even want to know what kind of like entangled things." Yeah, she wasn't human, but like I can't like. This is frustrating.
Can I try to help? my power's a little weird, but I can certainly try.
Are you sure about that?
Is that you or Ed asking me,
That's
Grunt?
Ed asking you. I'm just gonna post this.
At the very least, I feel like if it wouldn't hurt, if you're okay with, of course, if you're comfortable.
Well, yeah, actually, because I hate having my mind fucked with.
Okay, just give me a second. She will attempt to use her mind powers to help him remember or do what she can.
You know what? Listen. I have to spend one adrenaline to like enter his mind and see what's being shrouded. What's being shrouded?
I will use that adrenaline, Grunt.
As you pierce through his mind, as you see the memories that have been like. It's like walking through a large palace. As you see one of the doors that has been locked, and you can tear the locks off. But now that you kind of know they're there, and he is being a very willing participant in this, almost like guiding this castle, this mind palace, for you to more easily navigate it.
Yeah, she will do so.
Open the door and you'll see through images, as you see it through his eyes as he walks in, and you see Alaric chatting. Well, it's not chatting. He is clearly just stun locked as there's this woman that doesn't look human. She looks a bit unsettling. You can feel like Ed's emotions spike up as he like casts a spell. And then just suddenly feel a second presence. Oriana's the voice that says, "Aren't you a curious one?"
Oh dear.
Everyone at the table, you see Oriana sort of focus as suddenly you feel the entire like room rumble, almost like an earthquake gone through as it passes in a couple of seconds. But because you are in a house, you will immediately notice the fact that outside has in fact gone dark completely, as if light itself is being consumed the moment it passes through the window from your lamp. As Oriana, you just snap back out of it.
Yeah, does she remember the woman's face or anything like that, or she also couldn't see that?
Yes. You remember the woman's face, as Ed is just kind of like looking at what happened?
I, s- I'm sorry, I didn't. I I don't know. I went in your mind, and there was another voice in there. I don't know. uh, she noticed me, at the very least. You did see Alaric, and you, as soon as you saw her, you tried to cast a spell, I guess. I didn't really get that far before the woman or the voice spoke.
No, then he's like glances out the window. Fuck.
And it happened.
How are the other two reacting to this?
On guard, she's looking around. She was ready to potentially like approach the earthquake to like duck into cover until it passed.
Yeah, Emilio is trying to stay calm. I think he might try to like see if he can see what is happening.
Yeah, Emilio, if you get up and you walk out of the kitchen, as you open the door, you see this long hallway, completely bizarre in its sort of design. Extremely luxurious, you think, but definitely not like you don't know where the fuck you are now.
What the hell has happened?
You'll see a man walking down the hallway. Tall and slender in build. He looks at you and says, my apologies, but unfortunately I have to insist that you stay for dinner.
Emilio, what's going on?
Finding out. I'm sorry.
Not sure if you can hear us as.
Okay, now I can hear you. Okay, everyone, I guess.
So yeah, Oriana asked you what's going on.
Yeah, and I said I said I'm finding out. Then I asked the man, I'm sorry, who are you?
Ah, excuse my manners. May call me Dracula.
Um, did I hear that right?
Ed is about as stunned as the rest of you.
Do you mean us harm?
Depends on you. You did look into something you shouldn't have. Now, she is still new at this. I will have a chat with her later. Maybe showcase her how you really have to wipe someone's mind. But then again, mind alterations are limited. Killing someone is much more safe and secure. Alas, I don't want to do that with you, so can I gain your cooperation for the moment?
I burn out somewhere. No.
No opposition from me. She'll raise her hands.
Yeah, I presume Amalia's here, or is she not?
Well, yes, yeah. Sure. You have the
Yeah. Keeping her close then as she nods.
she seems amused at this,
My child.
waving the hands around. As we'll say, well, then see like twists his hand, and you see like the kitchen around you start to like shift and change in coloration, and suddenly it almost like it blends with the rest of the environment as the lights you had upstairs get replaced by actual candles, and everything gets this very like gothic feeling as from the table, as it like kind of like lifts out of the ground, you see like plates of food and glasses of wine. I'll say I'm not exactly sure what children eat, but
Vegetables, and we can mush that up for her. That's all right.
you see a bunch of fucking mashed food. She'll
Thank you.
nod and take a seat, gesturing for the rest of you to do the same. Ed is completely like slack-jawed at this. I spoken. My name is Dracula. I have been observing the situation on Earth for some time now, and well, I have been keeping an eye on your Time Lord friend.
And what is your intention with him?
But simply put, I want to see if there's a way to prevent someone like him from falling into insanity and despair. Provide him a stable environment that will fix certain long-term problems.
That's great. I don't think anyone here is opposed to that.
Of course not. People don't usually oppose my goals, they oppose my methodology. But I'd like to congratulate you at the very least for having the first metahuman child. This is the birth of a new era.
Thank you, Mr. Dracula. Are you the reason why Alaric's girlfriend is here?
No. I am merely the one who helped her when she needed it. Makes her own decisions. Although, I do believe, I say this with, not to alarm you, but she has been through a lot herself. I think it's time that they reunited, lest jealousy sets in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have they not been with each other?
They haven't spoken since, I believe, in your years, 60s.
Oh, was it a bad breakup or?
Ed will say, yeah, she disappeared when the town was taken over by the fucking fish.
Okay. And well, it's good to know that she's back. I'm not too sure what. Hopefully, this jealousy thing works out and they can get along again.
Still not. But unfortunately, you stumbled onto my influence now, and that requires me to, well, hold you here.
For how long?
I have some estimates. Earth years, 2, 3 at most. 5 would be my recommendation, but people don't generally like staying at my castle for too long.
Ramir will cough. Can you exactly explain the why?
There's certain people out there who don't like me. They learn about my presence. They may take action on Earth. And as you can see, your sister here is able to read minds, and is not the only one. Certain spies or agents can detect my traces of magic, my mental fingerprints on minds, can scan the moon and find my castle. There's many ways.
We can't stay here for 5 years. We have things at home that we have to worry about, promises we have to keep.
From a utilitarian perspective, I don't think Arag will appreciate Oriana just disappearing. I think he was checking on her and the child.
Trust me, Alaric will be quite busy for much longer than that. Cannot condense several decades into a few 1-hour conversations. But I am willing to compromise with you. You're supposed to do what exactly back home? Maybe I can assist.
There's a problem back at our old hometown. Possibly with a cult, I think. I don't know the full details, but we're going to help with that and help Alarg with this whole, or at least I was going to help Alarg with this whole storm thing.
Well, then wouldn't it be better if you returned, say, 2 years later? And sorry, as if you said something, it's not picking it up.
Ah.
How will we explain the 2 years?
Problem is the microphones. It's like it's very far away.
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
wind.
there you go.
I'm walking.
I see. I see. Perfect now.
Yeah, Mila just asked, how will we explain the 2 years?
You won't. I will create duplicates, and everyone will think you are just... Don't know. You tell me what your normal routine is, and I'll replicate it to perfection.
Ignoring all the fucked up ethics aside, are they perfect? Will it be noticeable to anyone the difference in personality? Or are they just robots who are just walking around blurring
They're,
our faces?
Illusions. Full sensory illusions, but I suppose if there was a competent enough mage, they could be able to spot them.
I just asked for any of us. Is there the risk that these duplicates will get themselves involved in affairs with other people that we'll have to answer?
These illusions are under my control. They won't do anything without it. They're not actual living things.
You think, like others, like Alaric, for example?
Sorry, what'd you say, Mark?
And you think they can? Are you confident they can fool Alaric?
Like I said, Alaric is not gonna be indisposed for quite a while.
Is he going to be all right?
Physically, yes. Mentally, I hope so. My entire experiment here hinges on that. He might. I believe he might. While this is painful for him right now, I think the guilt and trauma he's been avoiding to deal with for the last 20 years or so would not have lessened over the years. In fact, I think it would have become worse. I believe therapy is quite important.
And who's conducting that therapy? His girlfriend? Is she fine? I'm not a therapist myself, but two people who are hurt talking to each other, I think it can help, but it should be done in a controlled environment.
Unfortunately, when you deal with certain powerful entities, this is as controlled as you'll ever get. But I think them talking, spending time together and catching up, suffering and processing that suffering together will deepen bonds and make a more, well, connect them better. Don't you have a vacation every now and then from your work?
And do all our friends and co-workers know that he's taking a vacation?
No. They will probably panic.
Really
They
have
will-
a choice?
Sorry, did you say, will he have a choice?
Oh, no, sorry, I was saying, will we have a choice? My thing cut off.
In
my-
what exactly?
She was asking about if we could staying for 2 years or not, essentially.
I'm not in the habit of lying. So, I would love it if you feel like prisoners here, but I also, there's things that are in motion. Certain individuals that I wanted to away from Earth are about to stampede through, and if you go back now and they know I'm already here, plans that they are now trying to hatch covertly, subtly, well, will happen loudly, chaotically, and will harm hundreds of thousands. Are you gonna put yourselves above those people?
Amelia,
It cut you off, Zaz. Repeat again.
Cut you off again.
yeah, Amelia says no. I won't. As in, like he won't put himself over
Yeah.
those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, I suppose, well, the best we can do is, I suppose, to stay, even if it's a... Could she not have introduced herself more subtly?
I'll say, well, problem is, I wanted to handle things more covertly, but then sister opened a seal that she shouldn't have. And it's like, she wiped my mind. I think that's like warranted.
Was there no better way to approach him other than at the party? Was the seal necessary? Did he investigate as they were about to do something? Just
Well, he walked in. He saw her. He shouldn't have seen her.
Ramirez, right, was... She couldn't, there was no other way for her to meet him, I assume?
Maybe I haven't explained this to you. Let me paint a picture. You're 16. Meet a cute boy on the bus to school. You have a little crush. Go on a couple of dates. He's new in town. Show him around. Homecoming is around the corner. Have a nice party. Then your house explodes in a gas leak. Die as your skin is melting off. Bones. In a different life, you meet the same boy. As you're having the time of your life on one of your dates, car crashes into you, killing you on the spot. And on it goes. 55 different lives. Alterations here and there, but one of them end up miserable or dying. Then you learn that boy you have a crush on is one of the most powerful beings in the multiverse, and people who are gunning for him are also gonna take you out just to make him more miserable. You deal with that, plan for that, but it doesn't stop there. Your friends, they mess up. One of your friends threatens to rape you as he's being possessed by otherworldly forces. One of your other friends is responsible for summoning and bringing those otherworldly forces into the world in the beginning. You watch your parents get killed in front of you. Get mentally and physically abused over and over and over by these creatures. You have to watch your entire town succumb to this blight. But you can't do anything because you're powerless. You think your sanity is gonna stay intact?
I suppose not. I agree completely, in fact. That I think you have a point with this being the most healthy meeting, even though this is... Part of me doubts whether they will be able to work out their issues or not, but I think I get it now, what you mean.
Lorik may have suffered deeply. She also did as well. Which is exactly why they need to sit down for at least a few years and talk it out.
Alright then, you do... sorry, I don't want to sound greedy by asking, but do you have like amenities here, stuff to do for 2 years? Because
Absolutely.
so don't get cabin fever?
Believe me, the castle is well, let me pull up the Kanka page. That description.
Fucking size infinity sign.
No, he'll say my castle has several kilometers in all directions. Sure, you'll find something to do. I have many libraries, many rooms, entertainment in the forms of knowledge, activities. I would make sure you don't get lost, and there's plenty of accurate maps.
Mill will ask, speaking of knowledge, I don't want to know. I don't want to learn too much because ignorance is bliss sometimes in this world, I suppose. Do you have like a training for me to keep in shape and stuff? So once I return, so skills don't atrophy, and maybe I can even learn something new.
He'll nod and he'll say, "Never say that sentence. Ignorance is never bliss. Just leaves you blind to the threat that's about to take your life."
It's just making sure. You never know. I mean, in this case, if we were a bit more hostile, This information could have cost us our life. But it's a sentiment.
I wanted to kill you, you would be dead. If you were
I'm well aware of
hostile
that.
to me for no reason, I don't think you would. I trust in your survival instincts more than anything else.
One thing I was told by the person who taught me was always expect the unexpected and never use normal conventions with people from the multiverse.
That is a very wise lesson.
So just making sure.
I'm not asking you to trust me. I just want you to be more cooperative with us. Stay here so that it can be a pleasant stay.
Yeah, Ramiro will not. Yeah, there's nothing we can do to escape, so I might as well cooperate with the wizard.
Ed will be like, you're actually like Dracula, though.
Are you really surprised that Dracula's real, Ed?
Oh, you have no fucking idea. Oh my god. Dracula's, I'm gonna leave alone. Like you have some things to discuss. And I'll arrange accommodations. Should I get... I know single parenthood is difficult. Do you wish to get a friend here as well? As he looks at you, Oriana.
Yeah, I hope she's not gonna be too upset with me. Yeah.
Very well. Get up and go ready to abduct another
Kidnap
person.
Catalina. Listen, I think this is better because I don't think Catalina has many other friends around, and
No, she would have been quite like upset at the illusions.
yeah, this is what also been fucking Ramiro been thinking.
But yeah, no, he'll leave. As he like leaves, Ed's like, holy shit. I think I'm gonna be sick.
I suppose you knew about Dracula.
I mean, the man's a fucking walking. Okay, listen. You're right. There's a lot of fucking Draculas out there. But like this guy, Castle, the way he's stalking. Oh,
He's the one to rule them all. He's like the most powerful iteration of Dracula, at least that you know of.
yeah, like the guy is. There's rumors about him. Oh god.
Well,
I
you
thought
met a
he would be
Time
like
Lord.
taller. I'll be honest.
I think it's a mark of a truly powerful person for the fact that you don't have to compensate with like a. I looks around, not compensate too much, but
That's.
that he just kind of like is a guy.
Should
I
we?
think-
I know there's nothing we can do about it, but he did just snatch us from Earth and put us, I guess, in his castle.
Yes.
On the
And
fucking
the-
moon, apparently.
The what
gonna-
now?
Did you listen? Yeah, apparently he's hiding behind the moon. Apparently.
Listen, my head is mostly spinning a little bit here. I'm trying to be
then
okay with a
why-
lot of things happening at once.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do right now that can cooperate. Listen, if we can have access to his library, maybe we can learn something even. Make the best of the situation.
That was
It's not picking it up, Zaz. So
This is poor his ass.
yeah. I plan to make use of 2 years here.
will not say it. I mean, yeah, if it's the Dracula, probably one of the biggest libraries ever. God, and you don't even know what the. It's fine. I can teach you how to use some of this, because they're like books, but they're not actual books. fine. I'll show you what the.
We have time to learn. 2 years exactly.
Amalia is very excited though.
Of course, she's excited.
Sweet innocent baby child.
I will
I
teach
want
you
to
the
cause this much
ways.
destruction. Mother, I yearn for the destruction.
Know how many toys this man has? Look at the death
I-
laser.
Don't call it a death laser toy.
That's fine. Dracula has a special, loyal customer of the Bones at the big party city in the sky. They sell children's toys too. Most people just keep buying angel wings.
And unfortunately, Ed doesn't even know like half of it. Fine. Okay, we're gonna learn what we can and I God. I'm sorry, I dragged you on this shit.
No, this is not your. At this, I don't think this is your fault. We all decided to. Joan Valar, in fact, Faith and Alaric offered us to fuck off and walk away long ago, and I don't think it's your fault you walked into the room with
Yeah.
the traumatized ex-girlfriend of the Time Lord.
I'll be very honest with you, Ed. From what I've heard from other people who were involved in that incident, it sounds like it's one person's fault. Well, maybe not one person's fault, but one person has a much more blame for everything than.
Yeah.
We're just,
Yeah.
just wrong, just wrong place, wrong time, and luckily this Dracula is apparently I don't think he wanted this, and he's being merciful enough to not kill us. And this might also be pragmatism, because killing us might make people questions later. Anyway, let's count our blessings and let's learn as much as possible.
The door will open. Walk in as there's a fucking stun-locked Catalina.
Welcome, Catalina. Welcome to Dracula's castle.
Fucking rush to give Oriana a hug. Fucking
Yeah, she
scared
hugs
out of
her
her
for
mind.
relief. Sorry, he asked, and I said yes. Sorry.
Just... Oh god. Dracula will say, she wasn't very cooperative, so she might take a bit to cover. I apologize for any discomfort caused. It's like she's just gonna keep hugging you, fucking terrified out of her mind.
Yeah. Oriana's gonna make sure she's okay.
He's gonna say, Mr. Dumore, as one of the more advanced students of magic here, may I suggest several specific reading materials for you. He'll kind of nod, say, right? And I know the topic? Well, I do know about the situation with Tiamat on Earth. And I believe your planet is still ill-prepared to deal with her. But, well, knowledge is power after all. I have an entire section dedicated just for her. As Ed's fucking eyes go wide. What do you have? Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna ask
Don't look
questions.
gifted horses, I think.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. See, kind of in his hands, you see this sort of floating sort of purple wall. May follow this to the library to. I'll show you the section. I'll nod and back at him, be like, "What the? Catch you later." He like bolts, like his eyes gleaming a bit. Ages are always a curious sort, even if it's
I mean,
a bit to their downfall.
Yeah, there's quite a few tales about like fables about scientists who, when maybe the smartest persons are pretty can still be dim-witted with all the knowledge in the world.
We'll nod and say, "I am well, suppose I am partially responsible for the mess on Earth. While I cannot intervene directly, suppose I can give people the tools they might need. Well, and I do appreciate a young man's curious mind."
As Ramiro does the math, what the fuck? How old are you, mister, if this is a young man?
Dracula will say, 10,000 years old.
That's a big fucking number.
You know, you're sounding pretty normal and human for being that old.
Which is why I believe the answer to Time Lord equation is well implemented emotional coping mechanism.
Ramiro actually not along? Huh, that's nice to see that apparently my idea was apparently also in line with you, Mr. Dracula.
Give me a second.
The dogs, they're pissing and shitting. No,
Oh no.
they're breaking free. They're breaking down the door. It's not Dracula, Ed. It's not your fault. It's Troy's. This is just them.
Dracula will say, the idea is a very good one. It's the implementation that suffers from a lot of roadblocks.
I mean, even if you get some immortal friends, they can always die. And well, if that happens, oof. I think that's probably why many immortal beings go crazy. Seeing friends die, and eventually they'll conclude, I think it might be best if I just don't make any friends. I'll sit alone on my big throne.
I won't take anything you say as an insinuation.
I was not meant, sir. If you, as you say, I apologize. If I generally was not meant to be direct at you.
But
A serious action.
he'll say, we all need hobbies. But jokes aside, having goals keeps one focused. I have my own goals, and compared to other, you are in fact 100% correct.
Now listen, he used to do war crimes, but it's boring now. His new hobby now, fixing. Fixing people.
I think Kali is a walking work. I think Kali is a wonderful example of this man's hobbies. It's just Sarah, this is my well-oiled workflow process that I've been honing for the last several millennia. Step right to the training regiment.
We call it subcontracting. Automizing the war crimes.
Same. Some of my projects have produced good results. Others, well, you haven't, but you've heard the tales of Tiamat.
Can you define good results? You mentioned helping Alaric, but I'm not sure if. Cause I know of tales about Dracula from, fiction. Are you talking conventional morality good or?
Don't tell Ed this. He will have existential crisis. Has he talked to you about the circle at all?
I have no idea what that is.
No.
There is an organization called Tower of Magic. His organization, to be specific, that exists to foster, help magical communities across the multiverse. Collect, study different forms of magic. But they send people like him across the multiverse to try and, well, foster better relationships, guide new and up-and-coming sorcerers, and, well, hopefully prevent disasters if they can. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes they don't. Certain communities are more understanding and cooperative than others. There is always the risk of people being corrupted by this power and misusing it. They're a guiding body as well as an educational institution. The first Archmage, they refer to him as the Black Dragon. Well, and they think he is dead, and, well, that's intentional. It would be inconvenient for me to stick around forever.
I see, and I assume I will never tell this information to Ed.
And you may, but it will cause him to have a bit of an existential crisis. If he
But I think there's
understands
none-
that I am the same guy, he might get sidetracked with, instead of learning and improving, with questioning what part of what he's learned is fiction, what is truth. You see, over my long life, I had to weave many lies, and if they all unravel, I think it might destabilize certain good things I've also been able to achieve.
Ramiro will not. I don't think anyone of us will tell, because I think there's no point in ruining Ed's day or anyone else's life, for that matter.
Children need to be able to eventually become independent of their parents. As such, my role with the tower was fulfilled, and I had to leave. They need to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. Unfortunately, I am not without flaws. I have a bit of a sentimental side to myself. Which I am now coming to regret.
I don't think that's entirely bad.
Tiamat is one of my projects as well. One that I could never bring myself end.
Wait, can you not kill her because you can't, or because you won't?
Would you be able to strike down your child because they become something that you're not proud of?
Ramiro will shake her head. I don't think that's a bad quality to have a avoidance to kill your child. As now, Ramiro will be quiet. Ramiro will quiet up at that when thinking about, like, oh god, as Ramiro will noticeably quiet up as
Checkmate, liberal. I love being a telepath.
I, I see. What exactly happened to her? I mean, what? I only heard that 20 fish people, they opened dimensional portals below the sea. What happened to her? How she came to be like this? If you don't mind explaining.
My goal is create the perfect organism. Rather abstract goal, poorly defined, and I think it's for the best because it does leave infinite room for growth. I once believed that one could engineer the perfect organism. Such, I created her, be able to have almost perfect control of the DNA, genetic factory, if you will, be able to produce and create other organisms to improve upon the genetic design infinitely. I failed to take into account the emotional connection.
Scientists are not understanding emotions. I heard that fable many times. Yes.
I understood her emotions. I failed to. I didn't think she would. I assumed her intentions would echo mine, but. Well, has come to. Well, resent, maybe? It's a.
I assume the child rearing and also growing up was not the conventional childhood, and
She began abusing the power was given, so I had her locked away in the one place where she couldn't use her abilities, which I've now realized over time may have twisted her even further. I thought the
which you
timeout would make her ponder her actions, make her question her decisions, but it made her more well, determined, and now I think she is much more not sure because I don't understand her rationale at the moment. I can only imagine she is now insane, for lack of a better term.
how was that jail? Did you put her in a dimensional jail or some kind of horrible hell dimension?
The only place that could keep her away. You see, her abilities allow her to take existing living organisms and create new ones, like clay. So, put her in a place where there is no clay, no living matter, no organisms, all alone.
That's horrible. Could you not have just talked to her? Was it too much effort for you to control her, or was she even perhaps too dangerous for you to her without just directly killing you? Why exactly put her in the most horrible isolation prison?
How should I explain this?
Limited time. You couldn't devote all your attention because you had too many other plates, perhaps.
Talking is not a strong suit of mine. I assumed a timeout would discipline her, but well, I suppose she's still within her teenage phase. You need a mortal reference?
I think being locked up for God knows how many years, I think it's beyond teenager. I think that resentment is, I think, now well ossified at this point.
I said not all projects can be successful.
Do you feel regret for what happened to her? Sadness? Specifically, do you regret her suffering?
I regret is my lack of foresight. Matter. The design and approach were clearly, well, now in hindsight, flawed. One can only improve. Trial and error.
That's not really downstairs.
I have no regrets, as the only regret would come from a mistake. Provides no teaching, rather, for me, learning opportunity. I've learned, I've adapted, I've improved.
I see. Well, so I see that you still have a bit of that immortal alien mind that's a bit different from conventional models' understanding of morality.
I make no moral claim. My goal is to produce the perfect organism, not the most moral one.
I see. But did you start out like this always? You mentioned some good mention, and you do care about the good, though, that you did. In fact, the reason you avoided revealing your secret of Ed was because you wanted to preserve your good. Do you not care for morality at all, or did you became like this over time?
Those morality is not mistake my secrets, my secretive approach with a friend there as a moral action, pragmatic one. Morality is, I found, quite a limiting factor. One's movements.
I see. A distributor will not understanding.
I think the
Yeah.
Tower of Magic is quite useful as it promotes development and advances a collective understanding of the multiverse. Pushes back against the death of creation that is the synthetics.
Ezra was like, of course, a Terminator is real, so I'm not sure. Of course, Skynet might also be real out there,
She nods,
or some other.
completely like straight faced.
I'm sorry. Can we synthetics?
I mean, makes sense, I suppose, if a machine develops super smart method, the technology advances, makes sense that the machine eventually will find out about the multiverse and realize either for like some misguided goal of serving humanity or just self-interest, decides to, I guess, spread.
Okay. So, Dracula, a mortal man of, you're telling me that there's an army of robots who wants to kill the entire universe?
He nods.
Again, she will look at Oriana. You just met Dracula, and you're like crazy that Skynet exists. Like,
I'm
also a
not
bit
okay with any of this, Ramir. I'm trying to swallow a lot of information here. So yes, I'm very much caught unaware and a bit speechless.
Multiverse infinite. I suppose anything can be out there.
Okay.
Crimson even mentioned. Did you not listen about Crimson? I think Crimson you mentioned something like that actually.
He did not.
Okay.
She did not bring that up at all. She brought up the fact that she worked for a organization that gave her robot parts, the same thing they did with Emilio. She did not tell me that robots were a thing we would worry about.
Yeah, but it makes sense to extrapolate from that if she is a.
It doesn't make sense, Ramira. I don't think like you. That was not the first thought I had.
I mean, I didn't think about it at the time either, but now in hindsight, it makes perfect sense actually to extrapolate.
Alaric
Okay.
comes from such a timeline, yes. In fact, Nox, the organization that initially hunted him down, is one of the many branches subservient to these entities. They wish to expand and conquer their reach, extending beyond their own universe into others.
I love simple imperialism. It's a simple concept to understand.
Is quite. You'll find many more conquerors in the multiverse than you will find those who try to maintain a certain veneer of ethics.
I guess if you're an immortal, be it a mortal machine or an immortal organic, eventually you will just give up. You just get bored with ethics, I suppose.
Which is why I don't think immortality should be for everyone.
You know, this kind of fucking sucks. So that apparently the multiverse is being ruled by a bunch of immortal beings.
I wouldn't say ruled, I would say prowled. Ruling implies control, whereas people like me are mere existences that, well, try to make sense of the world just from a different angle. Concerning your small town, I think you have much to learn here, and I will endeavor to put my vast knowledge at your disposal.
Yep, I think that's enough philosophizing even from my head. I think my head also. Also, that was a lot. Even though, one last thing.
He nods.
Out of curiosity, was there a thing as the first time road, or was I just unaware of that? Or was it seem beyond you?
Wouldn't be able to verify which one is the oldest, but I've interacted with a couple. an existence as the multiverse, it is hard to speculate on point of origin or how it all ends.
Fair enough, I suppose. All right, then let's see, I guess, what your library has to offer. What assistance would advise to provide. I'm not sure what to start with. God knows how much information you have in here.
Amalia seems very happy.
That's good. That's good.
She doesn't seem at all freaked out. It's extremely happy. He'll kind of like look at you, Oriana, and says, "If he wishes, I can. Well, Ed is a competent tutor, but well, I suppose I could teach her myself."
Would that not be an inconvenience for you?
Not really, no. You are my guest, and I have abducted you, so at the very least I can be polite.
Yeah, as long as I can be there. I presume Ed's gonna be a bit preoccupied right now.
I think he'll have a lot to learn.
Yeah, she nods.
As listen, I'm not sure if you're gonna connect your mind with Amalia.
Yeah, she would. She seems to be content this entire time.
That's almost like a level of excitement. As listen, you mentally connect. You just have this like weird visual imagery. You realize she is like she has been prodding and tapping like this man's mind this entire like this entire time he's having a conversation with you, he's also like having a mental debate with the child. As like there's like these weird images that like flash into your head. Very like reminiscent almost as give me a detect roll.
Let's see. Roll. I can re-roll that. Ah, there you go.
The extreme success. And so it begins. You get the feeling she's like poking and prodding, and there's a like he is like, you realize as you're like sort of using her as a proxy, this man is like his mind is like a black hole, immense and incomprehensible in size, and cannot gaze anything from it. It's exhausting. But with her though, she is like finding a bit of like clear amusement, and is like you can't call it, it's hard to call it a game, but it does feel like it's a back and forth. And through those back and forth exchanges of thoughts and images and emotions, well, there's one emotion that you can sense, and that is nostalgia.
Does it come with anything like an image or anything? Just a feeling is all.
It's a feeling, but it's a very clear and prominent feeling compared to like this massive like stoicism, this wall that he's clearly keeping up. But when he is like having this exchange with the child, there is a sense of nostalgia that's just kind of like emanating out of him.
Uh, well, they'll be happy to take your assistance then. I hope it won't be too much trouble.
I think it'll be quite all right.
I'm not sure if you can help me in this regard, but I do have another question for you too as well, if you can answer me. There's a being, a person, I don't really know, who's interested in my daughter or the creation of her. I don't know anything about him or it or whatever it is.
Have a
And
name, perhaps? Visual image in your head?
they never gave me a name or an image or anything, just a voice and a deal made. I was backed in the corner and I said yes, but I don't know what they want other than the fact they wanted Amalia to be born. And they did everything to ensure that would happen, even wanted to take over my body, but they needed me to say yes. I didn't, but still.
See. There's it's a bit of a terrifying thought as the room also almost like all of you can feel this as like feels like your bodies are just heavier. As like you wouldn't mind. I would look through your memories to gain more insight.
She looks hesitant, but she nods. Yes.
Feel this presence that just wanders into your head. Realize that he was just asking this out of politeness. As he goes that time to the voice, to the conversations, and seconds later he pulls out. I make sure that he will never bother you again.
You can do that? Thank you. Thank you.
His foolish plan of trying to produce Time Lords is something that has already been attempted by many people. Has never worked.
Well, I didn't know his plan at all. He made sure never not to tell me anything.
He is trying to. From your daughter, he obtained information about how genes get passed from rift-affected individuals to their children. It's meta-humans, as you call them. He is trying to use that, most likely try to produce genes, manipulate them, create his own little personal army. I am exactly aware of who this individual is. He's been having dealings with humans on Earth for 2 decades by now. Approached Alaric for some similar requests in the past. He doesn't give out his name, but well, the funny thing about information brokers, not just one.
Okay. I trust it in your hands then. Is it alright for me to ask what their name was?
Calls himself Ipu. And
Ipu.
he is from a place that is not within your timeline, but quite close. Frankly, I think he needs to understand actions have consequences.
Yeah, she nods at that.
I was about to say, Mac, yeah, he's like,
Fucking
listen,
Kipo. What have I done, Dracula? Who's this one? I'm looking at your business book. Who's this one? How are you related to this one? Why do you care about this?
Kipu, listen, this is the last straw, Kipu. I've seen your handprints all over this. I keep hearing your name. Now you actually threatened the child, Kipu. I'm gonna kill you.
Why do you care about this, boss?
This daughter reminds me of people I cared about, Kipu. You're fucked now. You're fucked now.
I know? How did I know, boss? How did I know? How could I know?
You should never. I'm sorry, Kipu. I'm sorry. If you know what's the most dangerous thing in the multiverse, Kipu? Fathers who have daughters. That's you should be terrified of those people.
I'm just a little guy, though. I'm a little guy.
Yeah, exactly. The reason the child exists is exactly why I'm not gonna like kill you right now. I'm just gonna beat your ass. You're making the mother stressed, Kipu. I'm gonna fuck you up. You're gonna come and apologize for this.
The Balrog's gonna show up in New York. I'm sorry, Oriana, for hurting you. Goodbye.
Balrog.
Is there any other request I can accommodate?
No, you've already been accommodating very much, and I think, well, hopefully I'll be able to deal with my other problems I have. But that was one I didn't know what to do with.
Still not. I think beings like him will exemplify to you quite well why the multiverse is dangerous, even if you have all the power at fingertips. Fight enemies you don't know exist, you don't know who they are. Power is in the multiverse secondary information.
I understand. At the very least, that's loud and clear.
Yeah, he'll listen, Mac, he created many Mega Hitlers. Unfortunately, this is not the only one. There's many other super. He is the Rakatan of this universe. It's like, oh my god.
He is the Rakatan Empire who just keeps shitting out super weapons.
They're like, what? Oh fuck! Who made this? Oh, it's Dracula again. Fuck.
Guys,
he just has like a bajillion pseudonyms, and everyone has their own myth about like this fucking awful individual that created like super weapon and then like got killed.
He's just depressed because he lost his wife and child, man. He was trying to fill the void.
Yeah. Listen, it's gonna be fine.
Have you heard about the utilitarian calculus, asshole, in chat?
Oh god. Yeah, and that's the issue. Is like, well, why did you kill Tiamat, Dracula? Like, well, I couldn't. Like my child. Like, well, why don't you like treat her like a child? It's like, "Yeah, but because at
You
the end of
locked
the
her
day,
up?
she's my project, though. She's not really my child.
Yeah, because I really was thinking like, this guy clearly does not have a normal human understanding.
I care about my projects. Don't listen. Child is a project. It's just my projects kind of like have a different
Listen,
lifespan.
he's still a Lovecraftian, interdimensional alien monster, but he's not the worst.
Just give him some parenting books. I'm sure it would have worked out.
The problem is I don't think he cares that much.
He does. There's a part of him that's like, ah, God, I wish I could be like the machines that I just don't actually give a shit. Although, as much as I've tried to eliminate empathy and like, I still feel it sometimes. Echoes. I hate this.
Take another
God,
shot every time
this
it
is
happens.
why the AIs are winning. They don't have this problem.
I think Dracula. I think he needs therapy.
Yeah, Dracula, yours is also one of those pot kettle black situations where like he needs to have connections and emotions. Like Dracula, you also could do the same. You know, just start to have connections and emotions with other people in a support network. It's like I'm not a part of the experiment though. I don't think that counts.
Listen, he'll probably still be like, listen, I'm so in deep now that I have to the sunken.
No, no, you can leave the hole, Dracula.
No.
You can just leave the hole. You can just leave the
I
hole.
put too
You
much
can-
effort. I have to
can
see
just
this
leave
through.
the. You can just leave the hole. You can just leave the hole.
Just come on, have Sunday dinner with us for the love of
I'm
God.
not. I'm not sure if he's a. God.
Listen, that's the problem because there's a part of him that like clearly like is excited about doing these fucked up experiments.
Listen,
There's the Mengele in him that's like, I can push the boundaries of
I
knowledge with
think you
this.
made this to yourself. I think you fucking gaslit yourself into becoming Mangala. I think you gaslit yourself, Dracula. God, this man needs therapy. This is fixable.
Listen, Mac, everyone
It's-
is
it's a lot of-
fixable at the end of the day.
Even Tiamat is fixable. Huh? But yeah, listen, for now, continue with the scene. Let's
Yeah.
should talk for later.
Dracula will take his leave as you'll all be granted rooms and abodes.
Actually, what
Go ahead.
one last thing. As she will go before he leaves. He will maybe. I'm not sure if there's a time to like speak to him privately. Yeah,
Yeah, you mean you can follow him out.
yeah. She'll quickly follow on to just to say. Also, I want to say sorry if I insinuated anything. It was no intention to.
You'll have to
if you did-
apologize and you have to excuse me, but I am not used to having so many people around. I've been the only company I've had previously was Sarah, and well, before that, having so many people at once, my manners have suffered quite a lot in the many millennia I've had
No,
guests.
just didn't want to remind you of anything. I want to deeply apologize for that. Just
All carry our past with us. Just have to ensure that it doesn't drag us down too much.
yeah, she'll nod. I'll leave you to it. Then I'll be no longer a bother.
You'll be given rooms, and well, it's fine. Ed will teach you how to use these weird books that are not even books. It's like these like mirrors you hold, and there's like you move your hand on them, and kind of like imagery. The image shifts around. Very weird, very weird. They look like some very fancy screens, but they react to your touch. They react to your words. They can be. It's truly some magical technology here. Hyper advanced fucking tablets.
It's the iPad 5000.
The problem is, it's basically what you can imagine, like highly advanced electronic paper. That's like, and the only reason he stores them like and makes them look like books is for the aesthetic.
Listen, a man needs to decorate his house. He uses technology, but he has a theme going here.
Yeah, yes.
I'm sure this has nothing to do with some repressed trauma or something.
Well, listen, he clearly is. There's a very particular style of things, like the architecture, like the rooms, the food, the silverware. Everything is like clearly follows a very specific theme that you would, if any of you are like watch the Gothic, understand Gothic styles, and it is a neo Gothic style here. Like, yeah, it's clearly intentional. But yeah, no, Ed will spend most of his time studying because he gets fucking lost in the sauce. That's for sure.
Listen, let this
Yeah.
man be happy. Honestly, I think this might be the best for the multiverse if Ed learns as much as possible from this fucking place.
That's the thing. Like, he's not just excited; he's hopeful. Ed is actually hopeful because he has opened the Tiamat section, and he's like, "Wait a minute! Holy shit!" But
Listen, Ramiro will ask Dracula if he has any recommendations to like what would be useful for her skill set because you look at the big library. All knowledge is power, but I only have 2 years.
say, have you all considered using beyond human abilities?
I do have my own, but I'm not sure if that's what you meant.
You know,
Magic was offered, but I think it was explained that not everybody's suited for it, and
I would not recommend magic, as it takes quite a long time to learn, and since you lack primal sources, you have to draw it from somewhere else. It seems morals and ethics are a high concern for you.
yeah, Ramiro just nods.
I can give you, though, more rudimentary tools that would benefit you quite a lot. As you've mentioned, Oriana, you already have mental abilities, but there are others I can offer to you.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
Very well. Although I will warn you that this does imply altering your genetic makeup. You will no longer be normal human. Process is painless, has been refined, but I do have to inform you.
Appreciate it. The first time around was a lot less information given, so, and I kind of think that ship has already sailed for me.
Yes, but your siblings still have a choice to make. You will age slower once the process is done. Your lifespan may extend from several centuries to 1,000 years.
Yeah, Ramiro will ask through any downsides to this, any what possible costs, ignoring my own suspicion about hospitality and stuff.
Well, there is the extended lifespan. Suppose other consequences might reflect on your Earth is still not quite caught up technologically wise, so These abilities will be highly coveted. Might be hunted for your powers. As you've already seen what the scientists who ripped off the seal off of Tiamat's prison. People like them would definitely take an interest in you if they learned. But yeah, he would detail it, but he'll say the procedure is quite simple. You'll enter operating chamber, and well, to put it simply, as I don't think any of you are medical experts, I will be altering the very state of your cells. The process is painless and it will last for, well, time is malleable here. For you, it will be a few hours, and then it might take you a while to adjust to your new abilities, depending on how extreme you go. I will limit said abilities to only a small selection, as your body will need time to adjust, and I don't want to suffer any additional side effects.
I'm not sure about the other, but Ramiro is definitely looking a bit intrigued at this because this is oh.
First, then maybe once you see your see like gestures for Oriana, your sister has been subjected to a, I would call it a barbaric attempt at this. So once I help her adjust better, you will be able to make a choice for yourselves.
Yeah, Ramiro will nod. I think it's going to be a dangerous world, and someone needs to look out. Someone will need to look out for your sister.
I would appreciate it, but only if this is what you want for both of you.
Listen, I'm used to be a fighter, and but sadly, alas, my fists have a limited effectiveness, and even my gun has a limited effectiveness. And I think even honestly, I'm most curious in the life extension because I know you will live for longer, especially Alaricus, obviously immortal.
Emilio, what about you? Ah,
Yeah. I'll cause based on what Zaz has typed, I'll say that Emilio
oh yeah.
does is like nods, but reluctantly, but like he's definitely open to the idea.
I said we got time, so whatever you can do, Mr. Dracula, we're on your hands.
He'll nod. I'll say one last lesson. You mentioned the lifespan. There is only one way you can achieve immortality that you should ever consider. And even that would give you a bit pause. Someone
no.
ever offers you immortality that is outside vampirism, turn it down. Categorically.
Oh no,
Understood.
she would definitely not in agreement with that. Oh no, I was never thinking about total immortality. I think it's not. I think nothing in life comes for free, and God knows what the cost of immortality is.
Many beings out there use it as a way to enslave others to their wills. Just like Tiamat. Be very careful.
She nods.
Yeah, I think with that,